back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T-Word, the People's Champ. Thank you for joining. We appreciate y'all tuning in and supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on these different videos that we're dropping on a regular basis. This week, we're knee-deep in Super Bowl coverage, so be on the lookout for those videos. But today, we're going to talk about cool boy Stephen Fulton Jr. and his interview that he recently did with Brian Custer of the Last Stand podcast. Shout out to BC. The clips that we'll be using in this particular video are for educational purposes, and they are from the Last Stand podcast of Brian Custer. Okay, that's a Show Sports property, so we just want to get that out there that this is for educational and informational purposes. All right, so there's a lot of different things that were covered in the interview, so I selected a handful of topics that I wanted to just go ahead and address and review as we get into the video. And the first thing that he did talk about, and you'll see in the clip coming up here, was why he started off trying to negotiate a fight with Brandon Figueroa and instead ended up with an opportunity to fight Naoya Inoue. So without delay, let's go ahead and get into the clip.
Talks with Brandon Figueroa back in November before the Inoue fight. And I was only going to do that because, you know, to silence the critics. Everybody was talking and, oh, it was a close fight and this person won, this one lost. So I wanted to silence the critics. But after I heard that Inoue was moving up, I made the call to Lou de Cuba. And we all got Al on the phone, and we made it happen. Al gave me the blessing, and that's something I wanted to do. Now, I feel like that's how my whole career went. Anything I wanted to do, Al allow me to do that, as well as me wanting it for myself.
All right, so as you can see, he was negotiating the deal with Figueroa because he had nothing else going on, and obviously he was on the back burner for the Inoue fight. And once Monster let everybody know his intentions of moving up and made it official, he cut off negotiations with Figueroa and jumped right into making the calls to make it happen with Inoue. So that's a good move on Steph. That lets you know there were no real hindrances besides the fact that they were in different weight classes. So he had to wait for Inoue to make a move, and he did that. Now, he also talked about why he decided he wanted to fight Brandon Figueroa at 126 pounds. And let's go ahead and watch the clip and get it in his own words.
I love, too, that you're saying I was going to do this rematch and go up in weight.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to test him out at 126. Because I feel like I made the weight wrong the first time when I fought him, and then I corrected myself. That's why I look so clean and fresh.
As you can see, he wanted to go ahead and just silence all the critics and make sure that everybody understood that he was a better fighter between him and Figueroa. So he was willing to go up in weight and actually take him on head to head and just go ahead and get it popping. He felt like he didn't make weight the right way, and he wanted to go in and prove that he was a better fighter overall. He did also talk about why he was okay with going to Japan and why it would be a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and get into the clip where he explains why he picked Japan and why he's okay with traveling abroad to get these spots.
I need some excitement. Nothing is exciting me no more. I feel like this when I come alive. This is when I feel like everyone's looking at me like, oh, his back is against the wall. Why is the champion going over Japan? I called this fight back in 2021, 2020. I've been said that. I said, I'm going to have to go to Japan and fight. I told my coach, I'm going to have to go to Japan and fight him. And he didn't understand. He's like, man, why would you do that? It's the same thing. Why would you do that? And I said, that's a big fight. I said, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And now look where we at. I mean, I feel like when you take those type of trips, you don't just go over there for a decision.
You saw two clips there back to back. One where he talks about why he's okay with going to Japan, but he also mentions that you don't go to Japan for a decision. You don't travel abroad to take on the fight and expect to win a decision. So he's letting you know he's coming in there to maybe try and go for the kill or definitely put on a resounding performance that's going to let everybody know that he's a premier guy in a weight class. So really interested to see how that's going to play out. Is he saying he's going to walk him down, or is he just saying that he's going to bring the fight to Inoue in a different way that makes it very clear who the winner of the fight is? So in the next clip, you're going to see where he's talking about, you know, when he's going to travel and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and get that clip dropped, and then I'll be right back.
I'm not sure exactly yet when I will go over there, but as far as this is my first time fighting out of the country, I've been doing this since I was a child. I was 17, 18, flew out to Russia on my own, St. Petersburg, Russia on my own to fight for USA Boxing. Then after that, I was in WSB, fought over in Italy against somebody that was 5-0 who you know was a pro, but he was supposed to be amateur. But you know how that people do the little ring if they they do that. So I've been going. It's like I got a lot of prep me for this. I was prepped for this.
So in the next clip, he's going to talk about observing Ramadan and also his power and things like that. Basically, he's saying that he felt stronger whenever he fought during Ramadan. So we're going to go ahead and get it in his own words, and then I'll be right back.
I honestly want the fight to be like during Ramadan. I feel way better when it's like that.
Really?
I love hitting my back against that wall. I love it. I feel like I train harder. I focus more. Everything, my body is more pure. I feel like everything comes in alignment with myself when I train during Ramadan or fight during these times. I done fought 4 times during Ramadan. 3 years in a row, I got knockouts. I feel like the hype is around amongst him because he's a Japanese person doing these things. That's all. I feel like the hype is around because of that. Not only that, power don't just win fights. I'm smart. How you think I got here? My skill, my mindset, my speed, my slickness. And guess what? Everybody say I don't got power until they get in there, and these guys is not fighting everybody how they used to fight these guys. So I feel like you can't speak on power when everyone wear them 8-ounce gloves. Everyone has power. You feel every punch.
All right, so as you can see in these clips, it doesn't seem as if Steph is intimidated by Inoue's power. And he says that the hype, and I don't think he means hype like it's false. I think he means the reason Inoue is so popular and so well liked and followed the way that he is because he's bringing power as a Japanese fighter, something that's not exactly common. So he thinks he's basically saying, he used the word hype, but I would say he really means novelty. And it is novel. It's not something that you always see. So I don't think he's trying to discredit him. I think he's saying this is part of it. There's other people with power that don't get the same notoriety, especially when they fight abroad. There's a lot of European fighters that nobody really knows about because they're power punchers, but there's not an extreme amount of novelty to it because they're one in, they're one of 100, whereas Inoue is like 1 of 5, 1 of 1, so it's a little bit different. So I don't think he was trying to knock him. He was basically trying to explain that, hey, this guy is just different because it's not something that's the norm from his culture. So in the next clip, we're going to see where he's talking about how the fight's going to play out and also what he thinks of the writers who are doubting him and the people who just aren't saying his name in a positive way and saying that he wouldn't take the fight and things like that. In the next couple clips, we're going to see that. So we're going to roll it and I'll be right back.
I feel like I'm just going to show swag in this fight, show style, show class. I feel like I'm going to outclass him. I feel like the power is not going to matter to me. The power may be matter to the fans because they're looking at the records, but who has he fought of my style? Who has he fought? We seen everyone comes forward to him and try to dog him out and then get hit with some crazy shots. You never seen somebody that can mix it up like me. I have a style for every fighter, and it showed. I don't want them to say nothing. I want everybody to keep that same energy. I don't want nobody to say nothing. Don't praise me. Don't do none of that. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm doing what I've been knew I can do. Y'all just realize this. So I don't really want no reporter, no writer to say it. It ain't much they can say. It ain't gonna be much that they can say. They all gonna be speechless.
So in this next clip, we're going to see where he just tells Brian Custer what's next. What's in the chute. If and when he beats Inoue, is he looking at undisputed? Is he looking at moving up weight classes? What's on deck? So he's going to share in his own words what he wants to do next. And I'll be right back to close out this video.
Does this mean after this fight, win or lose, you're staying at 122?
After this fight, I'm fighting Tyson Fury, man. After this fight, I'm going up to fight Tyson Fury, man. I win this, I'm going up to fight Tyson Fury. It's that. No, we'll see though. I definitely want to become undisputed, so we'll see. But if Tyson Fury do present it, so. All
right, so there you have it. Cool boy Stephen Fulton on the Last Stand podcast, hosted by Brian Custer. Shout out to BC for doing another amazing interview. I thought it was timed perfectly, right around 30 minutes or so. It was all the information and all the questions that we wanted. So I really appreciate being able to get access to that content. Again, this is for educational purposes. This video is not monetized, so we don't have that to worry about. But I did want to share my perspective on the interview and the key points in the interview with our audience. And I'm open to the discussion. The people that follow the channel that are Inoue fans, what do you think about the interview? The link is going to be in the comments as a pinned comment, so you can go back and watch it in its entirety. All shout out to them for putting that content online so we get access to it. This has been the Mic Check Podcast. I am T Word, the People's Champ. I'm exiting the booth. Until the next time, I'm out. Peace.